Can you hear me now? Can everyone hear me now? Oh my god, I've just been speaking for 7 minutes to my actual self. That is so embarrassing. I am so sorry. That is incredibly embarrassing. Oh, well, I'm so sorry. We've just had some great takeoffs, great sounding takeoffs, and I'm talking to me bloody self. Fantastic. Well, we'll start the live again. Welcome to Myrtle Avenue, day 2 of departures. If you're just joining, I've been speaking to myself for the last 10 minutes. When someone did tell me about 5 minutes ago audio, but I didn't know what they were talking about until I saw that the mic was muted. So it is only day 2 of live, so do not go too harshly on that one. But anyway, back to live streaming. Planes taking off. We are here at London Heathrow, day 2 of departures, taking off over Myrtle Avenue. Last couple of days, the planes have been taking off this way rather than landing. London Heathrow themselves said it was due to weather, but as you can probably tell, it is quite sunny here. So, and the wind's not too bad. So, not actually sure what the reason fully is, but anyway. British Airways here, off to Brussels. With the A319. Well, if the person's still in here, thank you for saying audio. To the 2 people that said audio, I'm just a bit too thick to understand what you were talking about. But anyway, we're back. Hope you can all actually hear me now, so I'm not just talking to myself again. Quickly up actually here. KLM with the Embraer E195. Well, as no one would have known because I was talking to myself, it's a lovely day weather here. This morning was a bit shabby with literally I opened curtains at the hotel I'm staying at and it was just pure fog. A lot of aircraft this morning were diverted actually back to Manchester, my home airport, so that was interesting. But as the day has gone on, it has cleared up quite a lot, which is always good. We are going to be joined by a Qatar Airways A380 in the not too short while. But first we've got Egypt Air. Off to Cairo with their 777-300 aircraft. Yes, so the Qatar Airways A380 is approaching the threshold. I'm not sure if it's the next aircraft or it will be the next aircraft, but it is definitely on its way to be one of the next, at least. In the video I'm going to be posting next week at some point, the Qatar Airways landed a couple hours ago, so great aircraft, the A380. Very big, very loud, always a crowd gatherer. It was a lot busier today at Myrtle Avenue. Obviously it's a Saturday, so people are off work and the weather is fantastic, so looks like we've got a British Airways A321 off to Malaga first, before the awaited A380. Felt like a slower approach to that than the other aircraft. Felt like it took longer to get to us, but obviously it took off a lot sooner. On flight radar, which is what I'm using currently to track these aircraft, a British Airways A380 has popped up on the map heading out to Miami, so we'll be joined by that in the not too future, I hope. It is being pushed back as well, so next off to Billund in Norway, I think Billund's Norway, is the A319 for British Airways. No, Denmark, I was wrong, close enough. Hope no one's from Denmark. I'm actually going to be very annoyed. But next up is the A380 for Qatar Airways on the runway currently. He is on the runway now. Whilst we wait for that, you just see in the distance there the Concorde for British Airways. Lovely to have the one of the last remaining few at, well, Heathrow and Manchester. But I am going to stop talking for the moment because the A380 is taking off, I believe. Yeah, Qatar Airways here now. Incredible takeoff. Do love the A380. Zoom back out, ready for the next takeoff. But yeah, so it is off to Doha. The A380-8 for Qatar Airways there. And we do have, has now pushed back, a British Airways A380 also looks like it's heading out. So we're going to be blessed by another one. And I can see on the actual airfield from where I'm stood, the Emirates A380, which landed a couple hours ago. So I'm sure that we'll be seeing that in a short while as well. So, absolutely. Well, the Queen of the Skies is 747, so the A380 is dubbed the King of the Skies. But, absolutely. Air India's A350 here. Heading out to Delhi. Air India there, A350 heading out to Delhi. The Dash 9. Zoom in so we don't get anybody's face. Looks like we've got a couple big ones of the British Airways fleet. We've got the A350, we've got the 787, and we've got the A350 again, as well as the A380. So quite a few big ones heading out. Another 787 here. For American Airlines. Off to Chicago. Very recognizable, the American Airlines livery with the classic American flag on the tail of the aircraft. Like I said in the live yesterday, if you weren't here, that the London Heathrow Airport is British Airways hub airport. So a lot of the aircraft that we'll see in the next couple hours is British Airways, is their variety of fleet. You've got some of the small ones like the A319, A320, all the way up to the big ones like the 777 and the A380. Very varied aircraft. You got actually in the background, I don't know if you'll be able to see. We'll zoom in. Whilst we wait for the next aircraft, you've got Japan Airlines there that has just landed here at London Heathrow. That'll be heading across the runway from Tokyo. Got that there. In the same breath, British Airways here. Oh no, sorry, Iberia. I do apologise about that. It is Iberia's A320 heading off to Madrid. Thing with flight radar sometimes is that it doesn't, depending on your signal, like I've got 2 bars here at Myrtle Avenue, so not all the information pops up straight away. Sometimes the aircraft only load in once they're over your head, so you do have to sometimes try and guess what's taking off, which is always fun when the sun is pointing at the aircraft, but it always creates a good guessing game. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. In that case, I was wrong. But I can see a tail heading down the runway now currently, so, but nothing's currently on the runway for flight radar, so again, it's one of them, it's going to be one of them guessing games. It looks like another 787. I'm going for British Airways with the blue under. I would be right with British Airways there. British Airways 787-9 heading off to, I have no idea where that is, India. If you can't say the place or airport it's going to, I'll try and just say the country. I'm not a great pronunciator. I am warning you of that now. Another one taking off here now. It's like Delta, they're 767. Yeah, Delta Airways 767, or Delta Airlines, sorry. 767 heading off to Atlanta. In the background as well, there is meant to be a is it landed? No, there's a Qantas A380 landing in the background. So I'll try and zoom in on that when it's visible. It's currently 2 aircraft away, so one has just landed. There's one on the approach, and it is behind the one on approach, so I'll try and zoom in on that when I can. It's a great aircraft. Saudia. Saudia's 787-9 heading out to Jeddah. For me on the map, that has only just loaded in, so that's the kind of delay time sometimes that you have to deal with. That tree in front of us here, oh that's my finger, tree here, the Qantas A380 is just behind that currently. So I'm going to try and zoom in. We won't see it clearly, but good to try and see it. Just in the background there, just popping out of the tree, is Qantas 787. No, 787, oh, A380. Currently number 2 tracked in the world on flight radar. I can see, you probably won't be able to see it on the stream, but I can see from here the iconic red tail and white aircraft. Just we're about to lose it behind one of the terminals here at Heathrow. Just gone now, but as we pan across, we have got British Airways 777 here. Off to New York City in the United States. 777-200, British Airways, just losing behind the tree. Depending where that Qantas A380 goes, we might be able to see it on this side of the airfield, because the A380s do tend to come down all the way and across, so unless it goes to one of the terminals inside, we hopefully will be able. I can see his tail currently, so keep our fingers crossed, because that would be nice to see. It's always nice to see an A380 taking off or landing, either way. Especially here at Myrtle Avenue, landing is incredible for the A380. They are very low, very loud, Just like the 777 actually, very loud aircraft. Like when that went over, then you could hear the proper roar of the engine. Little aircraft now going up. Can't all be big aircraft here at Heathrow. You've got to have a good mix. In that mix, it is British Airways A320. Another one heading up in a second. I can see it. It's taking a little while to get up though. Not sure what it is. I think it's a 787 by the curvature of the wings there. I'll be able to tell you in about 10 minutes when the flight radar catches up here. There we go. Just on the map here. British Airways 787 off to India again. Another one of their routes. We're not actually going to be able to see that Qantas. It's just over there. You can see its tail moving in the background. Where's my finger? There it is. Just over there. So it's not actually going to come down. It's going to go down to one of the terminals on the inside, which is a bit rude. We would have liked to have seen that. We've got two British Airways A380s actually heading down. One's heading out to Miami, which is close to the threshold of the runway, and then we've just got one just being pushed back heading out to Los Angeles, so they'll be great to see soon. I want to say A350. It looks like an A350 this. I do like what British Airways have done with the A350, having the British flag on the winglets of the aircraft. It does make it nice for spotting. Off to Phoenix in the United States, the A350-1000. We are just waiting for the next aircraft to take off here. if it's true, I don't know, because no, little one always goes up first. It looks like a Virgin Atlantic A350. The 13 is next up after this aircraft. British Airways A320 off to Berlin. The British Airways pilots yesterday with the A380s were fantastic taking off. They took off quite later than other aircraft, so it did make a lovely for the live. They were nice, big and loud. But up first is the Virgin Atlantic off to Boston in the United States with the A330-900. Not seen many Virgin aircraft today, so always nice to see the type, the airline go up as well. So we have another British Airways A320 heading off to Rome. That's just entered the runway. So we are just waiting for tower clearance for that aircraft to take off. Virgin Atlantic is out of sight now, I can't even see it. I do hope we get to see the A380 for Emirates as well. Be nice to have a few on this live. We've had one already. We had the Qatar Airways A380 heading off to Doha. But just heading over us now is the A320 for British Airways heading off to Rome. Off it goes. The distance now, there is already a there's another one heading up now, but there is already another Qantas A380 on the tarmac at Heathrow, so now there's two. So hopefully one's meant to depart at 8. I'm not sure when the other one's meant to depart actually. Just heading over us now, banking out of Heathrow is British Airways A319 heading off to Aberdeen. So, just taking off there. Oh, literally as the camera turns back, we've already got another one heading off here. off to Budapest, A320 for British Airways. We've got an Air Canada 777 on the runway now currently, so we're going to be seeing that in the next 20 seconds probably. Heading off to Toronto, the 777-300 for the airline. Just see it heading down now. Just lifting off there behind that bus. Just see the iconic maple leaf on the back of the aircraft. As it banks round, we'll be able to see a little bit. As it gets further away, probably won't look because it's going to go into a tree. And there we go. Off to Toronto. Air Canada 777 there. What I like about Heathrow is as you film one and you turn back round, there's already another one taking off. Another 777 here. American Airlines 777-200 heading out of London Heathrow here, heading out to the United States. Oh, and there's another one already, just lifting off there here at Heathrow. Currently in America, swipe back to the UK. Another Air India A350 here. Thank you for the like. Air India there, A350, heading out of London Heathrow. Off to Delhi, the second Air India flight to take off and head to Delhi there. I'm hoping soon we'll be joined by the A380 for British Airways that's heading out to Miami. Oh, in that. The A380, British Airways A380, here heading out to Miami. See, this is the problem with, I'll let it take off and then I'll start complaining. But yes, so now I complaining. Hey, flight radar, depending on your signal, you just never know what's coming. But always a nice surprise to have the A380 pop up when you are live streaming. Always good to see. There is meant to be another A380 for British Airways heading out to Los Angeles. I did see it push back on Flight Radar, so we should hopefully see that in the next half an hour or so. Because sometimes, even though they push back, they go to another terminal gate. I'd see that a lot with the Qantas aircraft. They push back, but then they go to another terminal to load passengers. So hopefully it's not that case, and hopefully we do get to see it in the next couple minutes to half an hour. I was watching the A380 there in the background, just pass over the houses in the background from me. British Airways A320 here, taking off to Inverness in Scotland. The second Scottish route that I've seen whilst I've been here today. Swooping background. Swooping background for another one that's already took off. London Heathrow A320 off to Prague. We've got a few little ones up. Well, speaking of, one up here. It's going to be the... Oh, no. You then. British Airways once again. Off to the home airport of Manchester. As if you don't know, or if you do know, Manchester is my main hub airport. It's the airport that is closest to me. So it's always nice when I'm down in London or out filming to see an aircraft going back to your home airport. So obviously I'll be taking that flight tomorrow to Manchester, back home. It's a very short journey. It was a very short journey down. It's about 30 minutes. 32 minutes it was in the end. So incredibly quick. That's why flying is the best. A321 here for Swiss Air. Very fast departure. A380 for British Airways has popped up back on the map here, and it is heading down to the runway, so we are hopefully going to be joined by that in the not too far distance here. Not one that I've seen very often at Heathrow here, the 737. But that is KLM's 737 off to Amsterdam. British Airways here on the A320 off to Paris. So yes, A380, the third one of this live, hopefully taking off soon. Always good to see. British Airways A321 again, off to Hamburg. Where's it gone? There we go. Lost it for a second, but I have got it again. Oh, already another one up. Another British Airways off to Geneva, this time on the A320. So, as we can see in the distance here, you've got quite a few different aircraft lined up. Not for takeoff, but just on the actual tarmac. You've got British Airways 777 there. You've got an 777 there again. An Ethiopian Airlines in the background. You've got the iconic Concorde that's parked here at Heathrow.
PlaneZTv.
2 at the moment. People dropped
Oh
out.
yeah, I'm on it. Yeah, I found a live.
Oh yeah, I'm on it.
Oh Matthew, I can see your head. Look,
Oh look, that's me.
Your face is there.
If you go down, you can get on it in the background. If you go down.
What is it?
Oh Matthew, we'll probably play football like that.
Just got some people coming over. People in the background there coming, saying hi whilst at Myrtle Avenue. Great to see people. So yeah, we are waiting for the A380 here at London Heathrow on Myrtle Avenue, heading out to Los Angeles with British Airways. Currently we have got some taking off. Might actually be the A380 actually. Yes it is. British Airways A380 taking off here at London Heathrow. Just left here now, the British Airways A380 heading out to Los Angeles. Sneaks up on you. They sneak up on you, I tell you. But there we have it. Currently lining up on the runway now is WestJet 787-9 that's heading out to Canada. We saw that one yesterday, so it'll be good to see it again. It's an A330 first though. We'll see what it is in a second. It is an A330. For Air Algeria. Off to Algiers there, out of London Heathrow. 787 here just taking off. KLM just crossing the end of the runway there. And you've got a United Airlines 767 in the background, just taxiing up. Heading out to Los Angeles, so we'll be seeing that in the soon, taking off here from London Heathrow.
This way?
Yes.
Yeah. Do they normally change, do they, in the afternoon? Or?
They normally change at 3,
Oh,
but
okay.
they've been taking off this way for the last couple of days
Oh, really?
due to wind.
Oh, right, okay. It's better for landing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This,
Definitely.
yeah.
No, they normally land this way.
They normally do, yeah. But where else is there to go to watch them? Do you know?
There's a hotel where they're landing currently. There's a hotel on the other side.
Oh, right.
It's free to go upstairs.
Yeah. They can park it.
I think so.
Yeah. Is it a good spot to sit down?
You get the same kind of view that you would get here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, for some reason they're not landing this way.
Oh, right. I think I know the hotel.
It's like the Thistle or something.
Yeah, I think I went to go there last time. And I didn't bother, I just stayed on the road. But it was okay, they flew over us, but it's very restricted.
Yeah, very.
They take up a little bit earlier, didn't they?
Yes.
Hudson!
Well, just went mute on the audio there. Sounds like Hudson was in trouble. So I thought I'd mute it because you never know what people are going to say, but we are back. We are filming with audio now. But yeah, Hudson was in trouble. Don't know who Hudson is. I think it's his kid. Oh, it's fun filming live like this because you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to see, what you're going to see. But it's always great, isn't it? Aer Lingus here, A320, heading off to Shannon. But yes, Aer Lingus A320 heading off to Shannon. Just taking off here from London Heathrow. Big one off here now. It's like another A330. Virgin Atlantic. The A330-900 taking off for Virgin Atlantic out from London Heathrow off to Tampa in Florida, the United States. We've got a 787-10 heading out to Seattle, another American route for British Airways. Just taking off now. But yeah, British Airways -10 heading off there, off to Seattle. Get ourselves lined up for the next one. It's a 777 next. Heading out to Houston, Texas, in the United States again. Another American route for the airline. 777-200, British Airways. Got another A330 here heading out. Virgin Atlantic again. After saying we hadn't saw very many Virgin Atlantics, we've had quite a couple in the last 20-30 minutes. But another one out to Washington. London Heathrow to Washington, A330-900, Virgin Atlantic. Hello, Jack. Got a couple aircraft crossing the runway here whilst in between takeoffs. We've got Kuwait Airlines 777-300 and a 787 for Kenya Airways crossing the runway heading out to terminal, I think it's terminal 4 here. Yeah, terminal 4 is just beyond that row of trees, so you get a few aircraft heading out there crossing the runway, for having to wait quite a while whilst this runway is in use. Which one? The one that's just crossed the runway in front of us? I would say the A220. It's a lot more. It's a greener aircraft to fly. It's a good aircraft as well, and it's Airbus. Airbus is my preferred out of the two. Just in the background of saying that, we've got another A380 landing here at Heathrow. British Airways from Los Angeles to London, landing in the background. We've just had a Star Alliance TAP Airways take off in front, but just landing into this, behind that terminal there is British Airways A380 from Los Angeles. Which is yours? Which would you prefer, the 737 or the A220? Which would you say is better? Speaking of Airbus, we've got another A320 here from SAS Airways taking off to Stockholm. As I pan the camera back round, in the distance, landing is yet another A380 into Heathrow. This time it's Emirates. This one is Emirates A380 landing in from Dubai International. Just landing just after that British Airways A380. Being able to see that from all the way on the other side of Heathrow's airport is just insane, and yet it still looks huge compared to some that you can see in the distance. You can definitely tell it's an A380 compared to some that just look like a little smudge landing. This one you can actually tell it is the beast. It is the A380. We possibly will see both Emirates and British Airways coming past, because they usually dock this one or the Terminal 5 for British Airways. Speaking of British Airways, we've got another of the aircraft type, airlines type. A320 off to Venice. As you can hear, clearly two kids called Hudson and Carter, brothers, running around. You might hear them on the live. They are keep coming up, having a look, seeing what's happening, recording. There you go. keep that British Airways in view for the moment whilst I find out when the next A380 is meant to depart, because we're hopefully going to be able to see the fourth one of this live heading out to Dubai. So I'm going to have a look. Fly by route LHR. We're in the trees at the moment, so I'm going to swing us back round for this next takeoff. So the next A380 that we have heading out from London to Dubai is going to be estimated at 11 minutes past 4. So in the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we hopefully should see the A380 be pushed back from the terminal to head out to Dubai. Truck's probably honking to tell someone to move out the way, but we'll say it's in support of plane spotting. Had a few drivers when I've been spotting alone, and they honk at you, scares the living Christ out of you, especially when they're driving trucks. Jesus. But right, we're back to now. I found the next. I'll tell you who's taking off. We've got Aer Lingus here heading out to Cork on the A320 for Aer Lingus. Nice classic livery there with Aer Lingus. Hey George, welcome to the live. We've got a United Airlines, 787-9 heading out to the United States, back to Los Angeles from London Heathrow. Just taking off. You can just see the shine of the aircraft of the fuselage as it takes off and rotates here. Quite a nice low takeoff there for the type. Very funny. No. I am from the younger generation, so I know that trick. I used to have a lot of kids when I was in high school do that to supply teachers, so I am not falling trick of it. Thank you. Anyway, back to plane spotting, what we're actually here for. 767 here heading out. Off to New York there. United Airlines 767.